Have you ever received a message so cold it froze your heart? That morning I was sitting on the rooftop of my Brooklyn apartment. The coffee in my hand was still steaming, the early April sunlight filtering through the high-rises, the breeze still chilly but pleasant. Everything seemed like just another ordinary morning. Until I opened my phone and saw a text from my little sister. "Hey bro, just wanted to let you know we've finalized the guest list, and we had to cut a few people. Hope you understand. Love you." I read it again. Once, twice, 5 times. Cut a few people. I'm not a distant cousin. I'm not an old high school friend she hasn't spoken to in years. I'm her brother. The one who cleaned up the mess after her failed relationships. Who lent her money when she went broke trying to sell overpriced candles online. The one who slept on her couch for a week to comfort her after Brandon, that deadbeat boyfriend, left without a word. And now she cut me? I called Mom. She picked up after the second ring, her voice soft like nothing was wrong. "Hello, sweetheart, what's up?" I didn't beat around the bush, Mom. Did you know Emily didn't invite me to her wedding? On the other end, a brief silence, short, but long enough for me to know she was in on it. Then she sighed. "Oh, honey, don't make a big deal out of it, it's just a wedding." Just a wedding? That old feeling came rushing back. The one from childhood, when I was pushed aside so my sister could shine. But this wasn't about getting the lead role in a school play, or her bigger birthday party. This was her wedding, and they'd sidelined me as casually as if I were a stranger. I swallowed my anger. "She's inviting 150 people, Mom. I just saw it on her Instagram. You're still going to tell me it's because of a limited guest list?" Mom gave an awkward laugh. "Well, weddings are expensive. Maybe she thought you wouldn't mind." Wouldn't mind? I hung up. I didn't cry. I didn't curse. I didn't text back. I just sat there for a while, then opened my phone and booked a flight. If my family thought I wasn't important enough to be there for her big day, then I'd go somewhere I could at least live like I mattered. Somewhere without Emily. Without Mom. Without excuses. Just me. And freedom. I didn't know where I'd go yet, but I knew one thing for sure. When Emily walked down the aisle without her brother by her side, I'd be boarding the first flight to my own paradise. I didn't tell anyone, didn't leave a note, didn't post a goodbye status. I just quietly packed 3 sets of lightweight clothes, my favorite white dress shirt, sunscreen, sunglasses, and that old dog-eared book I'd always said I'd finish reading on a nice day. But today was that day. I booked a round-trip ticket to Aruba, a Caribbean island with year-round sunshine, ocean breezes, and everything so quiet it felt like the world had never hurt you. The flight left JFK at 10 a.m. on Saturday, perfectly timed with the wedding. The night before, I sat alone on my couch, opening Instagram one more time. Emily had just posted a photo of herself trying on her wedding dress, captioned, "About to step into the most beautiful chapter of my life." I looked at her smile, confident, proud, and cruelly oblivious. I smirked. And me? What chapter was I in her book? Probably just a quiet footnote, now crossed out without a second thought. I opened the app, posted a photo of my plane ticket next to a glass of whiskey. No caption, no tags. But right after, I got the first message. "My cousin Brian. Bro, where you headed?" Then my Aunt Jenna. "Oh my God, you're not going to Emily's wedding?" And of course, Mom. 3 texts in a row. "Where are you? Don't tell me you're skipping your sister's big day. You're being so petty, you know that?" "I didn't," replied. Just posted another photo, this time of the plane window, endless white clouds below, and a short caption. "Cut me from the guest list? Fine, I'm cutting my presents too." I landed in Aruba early in the morning. The sky was crystal clear, the breeze gentle. The salty ocean air mixed with wildflowers made me want to breathe deeply. Slowly. A private driver picked me up at the airport in a sleek black SUV. Cold towels and chilled water waited in the back seat. No one rushed me. No one scolded me. No one asked why I was alone. I arrived at the resort, a seafront suite with a crisp white bed wide enough to feel like my own private heaven, a balcony flooded with sunlight and rows of palm trees swaying lazily outside. I tossed my bag onto a chair, kicked off my shoes and sprawled across the bed. For the first time in months, I heard myself breathe. Peace. No more "I need you" texts, no more family favors, no more playing the big brother who cleaned up Emily's messes. Just the sound of waves, the breeze, and me. That afternoon I put on my white shirt and walked to the beach. Cocktail in hand, the sunset painted the endless stretch of sand in gold. I asked a staff member to snap a photo, then posted it to my story with a light caption, "Looks like I'll survive the guest list cut just fine." The photo spread like wildfire among the relatives. 15 minutes later, messages from aunts, cousins, even an old friend who went to school with Emily, all buzzing. Some laughed, some were shocked, some said I was iconic. And then Mom called again. I didn't pick up. Emily texted, "What are you trying to do? Please don't ruin my day. Don't be so selfish." I read each line and smiled. I wasn't ruining anything, I was just gone. The next morning I woke to the soft sound of waves outside my window. Early sunlight slipped through the thin white curtains, casting a gentle golden glow across the floor. I grabbed my phone out of habit and laughed. Over 20 missed calls, Mom, Emily, Brian, even Aunt Julie, who hadn't called me since my graduation. A pile of texts, but I didn't open them. I went to the balcony, sipped an espresso, breathed in the sea air, and whispered, "Not today. Today's mine." By noon I was at the beach, settled in a private cabana, sipping a piña colada and cracking open that thick novel I hadn't touched in 3 years. I was on page 23 when my phone buzzed. Cousin Jake. "Dude, this'll make you choke. The Groom Bolton. For real." I squinted. A minute passed. Then 3 more texts from Mom. "You need to call back now. Emily's falling apart. This is a family crisis." I set the phone down, rubbed my forehead, and burst out laughing. I opened Jake's message. "You won't believe it. They were taking wedding photos and the two of them got into a fight. Then the groom just left. Gone. Not answering calls. Emily's screaming her head off." I leaned back in the chair, arms behind my head. The sea breeze brushed past like a pat on the shoulder. Emily, the one who scratched me off her guest list, was now the one frantically texting me, "Where are you? You can't just abandon us like this. Everything's falling apart." I stared at the words flashing on my screen, read them, but didn't respond. Just posted another photo of my lunch. Wagyu beef, red wine, in a caption, "Sometimes doing nothing is the best way to do something." That afternoon I got the one call I didn't ignore, Melissa, the only cousin I respected. "You need to hear this," she said, panting over the phone. "The family's losing it." I sat up, took another sip of wine and grinned. Spill. After the groom left, Emily was wailing, smashing glasses, making a scene. "Your mom and Aunt Lisa got into a huge fight in the middle of the venue, and your grandma? She announced to everyone that the wedding was cursed because they cut you from the guest list." I nearly choked. "What is the matter?" I asked. "Grandma said, and I quote, 'If that girl had treated her brother right, she wouldn't be crying alone in her wedding dress right now.'" Melissa kept going. "Your mom tried calling the groom's family to sort things out, but his mom just said, 'This is your side's problem, don't drag us into it.'" I was practically clapping with glee. Emily had it all. A lavish wedding, a matching bridesmaid squad, a doting fiancé, and now she was left with nothing but herself, sobbing, spiraling. And in the middle of that chaos, the one person they all thought of was me. Me, the one they called petty for reacting to being uninvited. Me, the one they told not to make a big deal. Now they were texting. "We need you. The family needs you. Emily needs you." I picked up my phone and typed a short reply to Emily. "Sorry, I'm too busy overreacting. Hope you have a memorable day." Then, I blocked her number. Blocked Mom's too. Blocked Jake, just in case he tried to pull me back in. I turned to the waiter, raised my hand. Another mojito, extra ice this time. That evening, I booked a sunset cruise. On the deck, I raised a glass of wine and thought to myself, they finally know what it feels like to be left behind. The next morning, I turned on my phone just to see a flood of texts from unknown numbers. Mom's trying to get everyone together to talk when you come back. Emily's really broken. They want you to come home. I sat on the bed, chuckling. Each message felt like a tiny cut. Not painful, just absurd. I texted Melissa. Thanks for the update, but she chose to cut me out of her life. Now, I'm choosing the same. I'm not coming back. I extended my stay another week. I had no reason to return to New York, where all that waited was blame and the expectation that I'd forgive like always. I was done being the guy who cleaned up the fallout. Done being Plan B when things fell apart. I was just me, and for the first time in my life, I didn't feel guilty for choosing myself. On my last night on the island, I had dinner by the shore, candles flickering, the sound of waves like the soundtrack to a movie I never thought I'd star in. I posted one final photo, a glass of wine, the sandy beach, and a caption. No regrets, no looking back, no empty seats for those who pushed me out. I turned off my phone, for real this time. No need to hear more apologies. No need for explanations. No need for anyone to admit they were wrong. I learned the most important thing from this trip. Sometimes, your silence is the loudest thing they'll ever hear.